We're going to be starting up here in just a minute. Happy Friday, everybody. It is the last day of February, and the spice is spicing. Make sure to smash those likes. If we get enough likes in the first 30 minutes, we'll do a giveaway. Let's get rid of this cursed month. I'm ready for March. Starting soon. Ahem. 2 minutes. Keep smashing those likes. Subscribe. Join our fam. It is Friday. The last cursed Friday of February. And we're going to push through it. Let's go. Together. Go. Here we go. What up, what up, what up, guys? Happy Friday. It is Friday, and you are here. Bitcoin has fallen from 110,000, now sub 80K, and nobody seems to care. We care. You care. I see you, John. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐬𝐧 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝, TBJ, Web Dev. How you doing, guys? I know you guys care, but nobody else seems to care. I was just saying in the chat, I was just vibing in the chat with you guys that a few years ago, we've been live here 6 years. A few years ago, on a dump like this, from an all-time high down like this would be some of the biggest stream days we would see. There would be huge numbers. People would be flocking to YouTube, freaking out, mostly freaking out, and really just looking for content, looking for anything, just looking for people to talk to about it. And here we are, and it's like the most dead days. It's wild. I appreciate every single person who tuned in today and everyone who's going to tune in. You guys are Chads. Like I say, you have already gotten past the hard part. You're going to make it. But it's just weird. I think it's probably due to just very little amounts of new people jumping into the corn. I think we saw definitely some people flocking to YouTube when alts were dumping, when we saw, big XRP moves up and down. But man, retail seemingly just unaware or just not in the zone here with us. That's okay. They're just going to get sidelined as they've gotten sidelined since 2022, right? We had a poll yesterday. How low do we think Bitcoin would go? And it went lower than I thought. Honestly, I did not fully expect Bitcoin to do this. It is not out of the realm of crazy. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But I really didn't. Maybe that's something I got to work on. I got to do some self-reflection, see where I went wrong, right? I certainly thought we would get a liquidity sweep. Certainly thought we'd move to the downside, but I did not expect to see a retracement like this. Again, not the end of the world. This retracement is still not as big as what we saw last year from March into the summer. 33% down. We have not moved 33% down. This is a 28% down move. Pretty close, but not quite. 33% would bring us basically perfectly back to March's high. That is the logical place to look. Bitcoin has never really been a fan of clean back tests in bull runs, but we have seen it so far this year, so maybe that's on deck. On the thumbnail, we got a lot to talk about. On the thumbnail, we have gap filled, and there were some people who did not like that. They did not like it. They said, Tom, what are you looking at? The gap has not been filled, and apparently my chart closed. But a very important gap to us. It may not be totally filled, but it has certainly been hit and at least majority filled. So let's take a look here. CME. We have a new landscape on our chart from CME. We had this long remaining gap from all the way back in November. I said I didn't really think this one would fill, and I might still be right if the bottom is in right now, right? And it still technically would be open a little bit, leaving traders hanging for that 77,360. So if you are someone who is looking for the full gap fill, you believe that that's coming, 73 or 77.3 is going to be that number for you. By all means, this could happen over the weekend. This could even happen today still, right? It's not out of the question. But we have dipped into it. And from that little dip, we have seen some green, thankfully. At the moment, we have a gap above us, 92.7 to 93.5, and this is going to be a place to look for a short if you think that this sell-off is going to continue. I'm not here to tell you if it will or won't, or I can tell you what I think. You know the answer. But if you think it's going to keep dumping, that may be a spicy place to look to take a position. What I like about this is a few things. Take your fib tool. That gap sitting right there at the 0.5, we very commonly look for price to return to the 0.5 after any move, basically. The 618 a little bit higher at 696.69. Nice. The good old days of 69. 96.8 right there in the 0.5 to the 618 area. Good place to look to hedge if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you think that this has ended the bull run, or maybe even if you just think the bull run is on pause. You might be able to look to hedge around that number. It's really similar to what we were looking at, even in the past few days, right? Kind of back to this area, back to these big monthly numbers. You look at the monthly chart, February looks like absolute garbage, and thank God it's almost over. February will wrap up here. Cursed February will wrap up here in just 5 hours, thank God. Thank God. What's up, Max? How you doing, Dom? 808 Hawk, Deegan, Super Mario down the pipe on repeat. True. He's doing that whistle glitch. February looking like crap, man. This really did hold out for a while. You guys know I'm always bullish. Bitcoin, it's going to go up eventually. Spot holders right now probably enjoying this sell-off, not shaken. I always think it's going to go up because it does eventually. But man, oh man, this is an ugly close for February. Provided we don't fly back up. Let's see, what do we need for that? Nice 10% move to the upside in the next 5 hours, 2% an hour. I don't even know if I'm that bullish for this moment here. But we're really looking for 93.3 to 96.5 to hold as support here. This was the order block from the month that we painted in our very bullish Q4 of last year. Last month hitting higher highs, closing the highest candle ever. And now February, really just tempering our expectations here. It seems like every time Bitcoin gets exciting or kind of heated up, it cools off immediately. The good news so far is that these cool off periods have really not done anything. In the sense of we've moved back, we've destroyed sentiment. Sentiment has gone from kind of excited a few times here, maybe we'll say in 23, again in 24, and then maybe again into late 24 into 25. Excitement started to build and it instantly was taken away. Something that I do like about this approach is it is not what we've seen in the past, but it may be a more sustainable way to climb. We had talked about Bitcoin ETF starting last year and what happened with gold. Gold in 2004 started its ETF and its chart began to look very different. It lost some of its volatility that it's seen in the past and it began what I'll describe as something kind of similar to this. Gold for 10 years after its ETF was approved made moves basically up and to the right, long moves to the right, a little bit down, and then up and to the right. It wasn't parabolic like Bitcoin, but it just sustained. And if Bitcoin does continue to climb like this might be more sustainable than what we've seen in previous bull runs, right? This only up. We talk about inefficiency in the market. This is not something that can continue forever. It's just like mathematical, right? It just does not work in markets. You can see that even more so back here in the 16-17 rally. Maybe we're on something more sustainable here. TBD. That's my hopium for the day. What's up, Becky? Here's to a green weekend. Yeah. So we have 2 days in this week. February closes in 5 hours. We have 2 days. 2 days to close this week. Let's take a look at that week. The weekly. What's up, David? 10 hours. Since called the bottom. Yeah, right on, bro. Right on. Good for you. I think there's reason to believe it will bounce here. The biggest reason in my mind is, well, February's over. We very commonly see these big moves into the ends of months. And typically, they can reverse, right? We tend to see shifts in momentum when they happen at the rollover of big time frames. I don't think that that's crazy. Skype is shutting down in May. I find that bullish. I hate Skype. Ain't gonna bounce for cooked, says Almighty Goose. Absolutely on the table, my friend. Absolutely. Where was this? We have filled a little bit of that gap. We have bounced. That's a solid way to start. That's not terrible. We are going to look at this week here, but something I did want to also take a peek at, this 200-day. We traded below it last year, and in fact, we traded below it the year before. We've traded below it every single year, it seems, since the bear market bottom. Here we are at the 200-day. So to trade below it would be on par with the last 2 years. But there is a chance, especially with the timing moving into March, into the last quarter, or the last month of this quarter, off of that 200. And you can't deny this. You know, I cannot say that it can't go down lower. Certainly with that gap just a little bit below price, 78.1 versus 77 whatever. Certainly could see more downside, right? You could see like a little touch there. This wick, you have to admit that this wick is good. We have not seen anything like this on the sell-off. This wick here on the day, if we can close above 84.5, that's a solid, strong wick. That shows buying. That shows that bulls were interested in this price. Because it's off the 200-day, and we're moving into, well, that's not what I meant, and we're moving into March, I think that just gives it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more meaning than maybe, actually red's the right color, a little bit more meaning that we typically would apply to a price movement like this. That's not looking bad. Not looking bad at all here. I'm impressed by this wick. I'm definitely impressed by this wick. To throw on top here, and I don't want to get astrological on you bros, to throw on top, I do believe, is today the new moon? Is today the new moon or is it tomorrow? We've got some kind of bigger things going on here. Let's take a look at this. Yes, today. I think it's today. I didn't want to start with that one in case someone like clipped it and they'd be like, Tom Crown, a moon trader. I'm a moon boy, not a moon trader. There's a difference. We've observed these moon phases. Really what they are is just 2-week periods. If you don't like the idea of moon, right? It's just 2-week periods. 2-week periods, I think, are just a logical kind of ebb and flow of markets. They have in the past for Bitcoin been great indicators, and in the present, we'll see. Well, TBD. If the bottom is in right now, I'm back on the moon train. If it's not, I think we're just seeing kind of a weakening correlation here. So we have a new moon phase, a new cycle coming. We have March beginning on the same day, and we have a test of this 200-day. On top, we have a little bit of this gap being filled. On a green close today, I think it is very logical to expect some green into the beginning of March. Is what it is. Jeb called it. Love Jeb. Full moons are always green. You know what? That's not always the case, unfortunately. It's not always the case. Here's a full moon. Full moon led to some green, right? Full moon. Here's a full moon that was green. Here's a full moon that was green. Here's a full moon that was green. There's a correlation, and I think the danger here is to start assigning this moon good, this moon bad, this moon up, this moon down. You know, I've been like kind of wrestling with this concept for a while as I followed it. What I really think that the moon phase is good at is basically just saying, heads up, you have a higher probability of trend reversal. That's really what I think these kind of 2-week neat and tidy periods are. It's more about trend reversal than it is necessarily up or down given whatever moon. That's my honest opinion. What's up, CBK? TL dropped an important chart in Discord under chat. All right, what do you got? This is the money shot fractal. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got here. Money shot fractal, baby. What are we looking at? This is 2023 start. I can see that. I can see that. Did we start off 2023? I can't remember now. No, we started it off green. Started off, yep, January green. Where did we get the sell-off into? February. Where did March start? Huh. You know what I don't like, honestly? Looking back to 2023 here, the start of 23, looking at January, February, March. Don't love this, right? We see March roll over. We had like kind of a similar thing go on here. Now, February didn't set an all-time high or a higher high this month, but we see a sell-off into February, and that sell-off continued into the first week and a half of March, where we got a reversal. So that could imply, you know, we're looking at a fractal, we're looking at price repeat, could imply that we're seeing something similar. Maybe we're going to see March open to a little bit of red. That wouldn't be super surprising either to me. Tom, will Jason Casper drop by to show love on your stream? Or lifer? I don't know. I hope so, Hype Soul. They're always welcome here. They're my boys. There are a lot of KOLs. I hate that word. A lot of crypto YouTube trader people that I don't like. Those are some names I definitely like. Also like CVO Crypto, Alex O Crypto. Evan Aldo. Shout out to Evan Aldo. Who else is goody? Who else is good? There's more. There's so many more. It's not a complete list. But there's a lot I don't like. Where's Papa Powell when you need him? Who's Papa Powell? Powell. Exact same thing going on. I can see that. That's the best analysis of moon phases. Byron, that's what I think. I followed these for a long time, man. I made a video about moon phases all the way like back here, and I thought it was good. But since that time, I have followed them, and I've kind of adapted the way that I see it. For the 2-cent take, here's kind of why. Outside of, I'm sure regular markets have some attunement with this 2-week period. Bitcoin, I think especially, has romance with the moon phase, because the moon phases are every 14 days, and so is Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment mechanism. I think that's really what's going on there, at least when you look under Bitcoin's hood. I think the difficulty adjusts up or down, mining gets more or less profitable, and the market kind of adjusts and calibrates. I think that 2-week and 2-week thing is just too much coincidence. What's up, Speed Racer? How you doing, bro? Born under a bad moon. I'm a moon boy. You're a moon boy. Mean Gene, you're a moon boy. You're in good company. Gone cycle, says Matthew White. What about them? Don't fade the moons. I agree. Did someone say something about dead cat bounce? Chris B. Yeah, we actually talked about that yesterday. And I said, we are falling. I think yesterday I was more like, I think that the bleeding will stop, man. That was a little presumptuous of me, a little early. But I said, in reality, what would scare me, and I say scare me, meaning what I don't want to see, what I think would imply further downside or further kind of bloody months ahead of us, would be this. If we saw a bounce, let's say we move back to the 0.5, 92,000. Maybe we move, right? Maybe we move up to that monthly level. This is the, this is January close and this is January open. So this is the 2025 open. Remember, under here is a red 2025 year. I think the odds of that closing red, very bad. But under here, what would be bad, not necessarily the fall. In fact, especially while this fall is in one motion, as this has largely been. Yesterday was a little green candle. But as long as this is in one kind of downward motion, I'm okay. I'm comfortable. We know that the farther you pull back that bow, farther you pull that string back, stronger that arrow launches forward, the farther it goes. That's kind of how I view this. What I don't want to see, or what would be more threatening to our short-term, midterm projections, would be a return, I'll say, to the yearly open 93.3, and then a rejection. If that rejection brought us below, let's say the 200 again, and this is, there's some big ifs here and thens. This is not a definite thing. This is just a hypothetical. This would be something that I would not like. This would be a lot more threatening to my bullishness for the rest of the year. Basically, if price returned to the yearly open and was rejected by bears, this would be an exhausting move for bulls, which could and likely would weaken support below. Now, we do have a strong support, a logical, visible support here at 73.8, and it's possible we don't see a bounce until we hit that, and then we do that. And this can go many different ways. But this kind of concept, this flow of if we see a rally where bulls start jumping in, that momentum starts building to the upside and it gets crushed, that is when things look bad. And that is when, arguably, you got to kind of face the music or face reality there and kind of decide, maybe not decide, but rethink your risk management for the year. That's how I see that. I'm going to turn on some tunes here. Let me know. I think that's a little low. I don't want them to be really loud. Hold up. Good. Little EDM for Friday. It's Friday, boys. Crack the brews, roll up. What's good? Let me refresh the chat here. Curious about my opinion. Maurice, what's good? What are you curious about? 50K is a nice retracement, or even 30K. Sure. All of those numbers, 30, 50, all of those numbers, I'll say it, possible. Nothing's off the table. I'm a moon boy, but brother, I've been in this space almost a decade. I have seen the ups and downs. I have seen, I have said, no, that price will never come, and then seen it come. Those are possible. But they're kind of silly targets for now. In this given moment, they are silly targets. This is the reason. 73.8. It's really 71.8, I'll say, something like that. 71.8 to 74K. This area. Right here. This is major resistance. This was 6 months of consolidation. Resistance getting stronger and stronger. Bulls pushing through, winning. A back test of 73.8 is very likely to give you a bounce. Very, very likely. Just by orders that are sitting there. Until this has been, let's say, invalidated, broken, really retaken by the bears with strength, those targets are just kind of odd to me. They're just kind of odd to me. They don't make sense to be aiming for until we see that 73.8 give up. Because we have seen this price action already in the bull run. The ETF high brought us to 49.1, retraced, swept lows. We moved higher to a new all-time high last year. We spent 6 months dicking around. The low of that dicking around was a perfect back test of that previous high. Now, this is not typically the price action I look for on Bitcoin in a bull run, but it doesn't matter. if I look forward or not, because that's what already happened here. This happened literally last year. So to see that same thing happen again here would be very neat and clean and tidy. Maybe people would say, wow, Bitcoin's really matured as an asset. Look at it. Look at its chart. It's moving back to resistances and testing them as supports. This is the place to be looking for now. This is it. 50K, 30K. Like I said, I've been in this game too long to say numbers won't happen. Do you think anyone thought this was going to happen in 2020? We were live for this. We were streaming live. Do you think any human thought this would happen? No. Do you think people thought that the world was going to freeze in March of 2020? That oil would go negative? No. Things are crazy. Things can happen. Especially this year is already starting off with a lot of uncertainty in markets. I'm beyond saying numbers can't come or whatever. But I just think it's not the time. Let's see. Let's take this a move at a time. Again, maybe we do move down just to 73.8 instead of bouncing off the 200, right? Maybe then we get that dead cat bounce. Maybe then we get this retracement. This is the scenario where I would be looking for like 50, where I'd start aiming down. We move down to that previous high. We bounce. Let's say we go test the yearly open 93.3 and we reject. Rejecting from that yearly open, then breaking lower than 73.8. There we go. In this scenario, I'm looking for lower. I'm looking for a deeper retracement. I'm assuming this support didn't hold, and the bear view is strengthened greatly. Let's do this. I did have a hunch a long time ago. It didn't happen. People, when they were very, very bearish back here last year, when they were very bearish, I said, man, 38.5 would be a great level to sweep, because you basically would take all the ETF investors and put them underwater at that level. It didn't happen. It never came. We bounced off 49.1. Everyone was looking for lower. Didn't come. Kind of how I feel like right now. Donald Pump says, buy Trump USDT now, it's going to pump. That is maybe the most gibberish sentence I've ever heard. But I appreciate you, man. Happy Friday. Asking to show it. Here, what am I looking at? Sorry, I was in the zone. Up, here's some more bots. Bots shilling coins. Dude, just to poop on anything, man, AI and crypto have a future, but that future is not here yet. Largely like how the AI future is not here. This is a scam. This guy's never been in our chat, and he is just like kind of trying to organically talk about Agent 14 AI. Nah, it's a scam, bro. I'm going to add that coin's name. I'm going to add this to the filter so that never again can it be shilled in our ranks. But be careful. These scammers are very, very crafty. One sec. Let me add that to the thing, and then I will go back to... I don't know what you guys are asking me to look at. One sec. You're listening to 𝐗𝐷 By the way, this music brought to us by Electro Dance Mixes. They have 1.6 million subscribers on YouTube. Wow. What a beast. What a beast. Okay. Added it. Hide user on this channel. Goodbye. Fake account. Okay. Let's see. What are we looking at here? Looks like 38% of us looking for more dump. That's pretty tied though. 37% looking for pump. Okay, what is it? What are we looking at? What do you guys want me to look at? By the way, if you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, join our fam on our journey to 200,000 subscribers. Join us. What up, Josh? Buy Bitcoin when stream viewers under 1,000. Honestly, I think that has this run been pretty good. What's up, Roro? Stargazer. You swear people say whether the market is bullish or bearish based off current position? Absolutely, Stargazer, they do. Maybe. Here, you know what? I'm going to one up you here. I'm going to high five you on that. Maybe that's why I'm always bullish, baby, because my Bitcoin position is like untouchable. You're accurate, though. That's not off based. Check out the accumulation distribution chart that Eric Crown covers. I'm sure you know the chart. I do not actually know that chart, but I do love Eric Crown. Let me see. 𝐸𝐿 Akeem distro chart. Let's see if Google can find it. Is it in his most recent video? Looking. Aired it yesterday. Let me pull it up. It's gonna be hard. 10 hours ago. It's not gonna be easy to find it. Shout out to 𝐸𝐿, my guy. He's a great dude. Oh, he live streamed it. Does he have Bitcoin monthly accumulation distribution chart?
It's the last day of February, and as we prepare for March, there are several things on the higher term timeframes that do suggest things might indeed get worse from here. Of course, short-term bounces are very much possible, but I do want to revisit a lot of the higher term timeframes and explain how things have changed since February began. Most importantly, because now this market cycle is taking a different turn, and I suspect that the next few months minimum is going to be a bit of a change of pace here. Anyways, as we get into it, I'm going to bring back an indicator here, something that we haven't spoken about in a long time, and I'll explain why, but it is the accumulation and distribution indicator, which has been very, very accurate in the past in getting market cycle tops for Bitcoin whenever we see the slope change while it is in the green zone. So if I mark off these areas where we actually did see that slope change, you'll notice that those were essentially the high or very close to the high with these vertical bars here.
Ew.
Oops, sorry, the slope change happened right there, and on this one happened right there. I apologize. But yeah, you do see that the slope change has generally correlated with the changing of the market cycle, actually. Of course, it's not going to be perfect like we saw in this last one right here when the slope change actually did happen. Bitcoin...
There's only like a minute or two left of the... Here, I'm interested in watching this. Let me pause the other music.
Did technically make a slightly new all-time high, but in terms of the all-time high, in terms of price relativity, the all-time high was essentially there, $65,000 versus $69,000. You can see in this current cycle, it hasn't really been operating in that same fashion, which is why I haven't spoken about it in a long time, because we did see that the monthly accumulation distribution turned down back in most recently in November, and that was when Bitcoin broke out. So I guess that actually kind of was a signal in hindsight, although Bitcoin did trade higher from there. But of course, just blindly taking that signal, we would have missed, a good portion of these moves. And of course, right now, it does continue down.
One thing I noticed here, this looks totally different. This looks completely different than all the other highs and all the other all-time highs. None of them have this kind of like high, let's say higher low into higher high move. They're all like kind of one triangle, one pyramid. Maybe on the way down, they have like little hooks, but none of them look like this.
Down. So I do kind of look at this. It probably should be looked at in like a moving average terms where it gets smoothed out a little bit. I suspect that would probably... One
thing I also notice here, I'm just nitpicking the chart, nitpicking what I see here. I like where he's going with this. One thing I notice here though, is that this descending trend, a little cherry picked, a little bit. Maybe I think he would agree with me here. I want to cherry pick, not really in the negative way, but logically, would we not trend the top two, right? The two highest points. I think what happens though, if you do that, it's not as smooth. It doesn't look as good. It's maybe not as useful.
We fix these issues long term, and we could continue using this. But yeah, it is heading down here, especially at the end of February. That is going to imply and really confirm that this is distribution for the past 1, 2, 3 months now. So that changes a lot of things for me. And I have been seeing some people across the social media venues, especially Twitter, suggesting that February what is accumulation. I think that this is very obvious evidence that this is not, especially with Bitcoin coming back down below the all-time high.
Fair. This did happen last year in the summer. You can see many months below.
Months low, so that would be January, and looking very, 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 very likely that it's going to close below there as well. But as we get into it, I do want to reference a few other things here. Monthly.
Interesting. Love Crown. Crown's a great guy. You guys should subscribe to 𝐸𝐿 if you're not. I assume most of you are. Great dude, great analyst. So is this distribution? It certainly feels like distribution now, huh? Like with this sell-off, the last day of February certainly feels like distribution. You had muted highs here, barely breaking all-time highs. You had a low range that broke, like, certainly feels like it. I think we could argue, though, that especially with a clean test, like a clean move to 73.8, we could say, well, maybe accumulation begins there. You know, maybe it's distribution, accumulation. Because I think you could even argue, and I think you even saw it on his accumulation distribution chart, right here was distribution. That's when it hit like that high and then pulled back a little bit and then went higher. And that's when it went higher into this month, I think. My memory serves me here for the last like 2 minutes. We could see distribution turn into accumulation at the lows and move to higher highs. Yeah, I mean, it's something to pay attention to, you know. I'm really railing on about 73.8. 73.8, 93.3, man. These are the levels, these are the prices that are important to me. If we do touch 73.8 or even as low as 71.8 and we bounce and we don't make it past 93.3, I have to change kind of my outlook for this year. My outlook, I've been very forward with you guys, very, just telling you, I don't know any reason why I wouldn't tell you. My honest opinion is that I expected Q1 to be very bullish. I expected us to see all-time highs. Then Q2, Q3, I expected sideways, boring, down. People saying the bull run's over, and then Q4, a final blow off top to end the cycle. If we see this combination of 73, 71, 73, rejection from 93, maybe that's not what we're seeing. Maybe I got to reevaluate, because at least at this point, we have seen an all-time high in Q1. It's not what I would have expected or thought higher. Not just like, I don't know, 107 to 109K, splitting hairs there and a higher high, but it is. We'll see. That's what good analysts do. Good analysts have to remain dynamic. You cannot continue to apply the same logic or the same signals, maneuvers, whatever to an asset indefinitely. Nothing will ever work indefinitely on an asset in kind of like the trading sense. It's you need to stay dynamic. What's up, David Brown? Grateful Imp, line on accumulation distribution chart. Can I just pull it up? Thoughts about gold. Dude, gold is I don't know, man. Accumulation distribution. That doesn't look like what he has. I don't like that one. Accumulation map by 𝐿UXALGO. Shout out to 𝐿UXALGO. Did he make an indicator for this? Let's see it. Accumulation. I don't know what his trading view name is. I don't see like an air crown. We'll come back to that. Textbook distributions on accumulations ever since Wall Street entered shortly after. Textbook distributions and accumulations shortly after 2017. Perhaps. 15K buyers distributed. New buyers will be found. True. Think about Bitcoin from a DCA approach. Monkey euphoria. You will make it. You will make it. If you DCA this asset, my friend, you will make it. It's the only thing I've ever seen guaranteed work every single year for everyone who's ever done it. Ondo. You've been trading gold and silver? Dang. Since you were 15. Where's the gold? I have a gold chart up somewhere. Ooh. You know, I'm kind of like making my way to the gold chart here. Bitcoin versus S&P. Bitcoin versus S&P broke down from March's high, back testing it. Interesting. What about gold? Bitcoin versus gold. You're looking for a similar move. We talked or speculated that, damn, here we go. Literally, this was like this week. We talked about S&P coming down here, back testing March's highest support. If we saw a bounce there, that we may see an end to this selling. On top of that, we talked about Bitcoin versus gold, and Bitcoin versus gold had already broken March's high. Instead, we were targeting 0.5 to 618 area, and that's actually what happened over the last few days. Yesterday closing green, today back to green. We see a bounce here. That could be a bullish signal. Interesting. I'm gonna put alerts on this bad boy. This is very experimental, TA. I would not trade on it, but it will be something I'm paying attention to. Okay, I think there is gold on this chart. Here, yeah, that's not a very nice looking top for gold. See, like a lack of momentum. Let's start here. Gold perfectly reaching that 1618 level from the previous retracement, from its all-time high of 2,788. We want to get them tunes back on. I was bumping to 2,536. Our 1618 sat just under 3K. That's where we reached 2,958, almost to the T. What's interesting is, in similar time, S&P, we may have called the top on this channel on S&P. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. Similar. This was a more macro look. Macro's always been my jam. More macro look on S&P 500. So far, we've called the top. I'm not confident that the top's totally in there, but similar move. Let's see. So we have moved back down. That previous high. Let's get rid of this channel that's not in play. Mark out that previous high, 2,789. That is a very shallow retracement there. If gold were to bounce from that previous high, man, it would be very bullish. It'd be looking very, very bullish. I kind of doubt it for gold. I don't think gold really makes moves like that too often. Let's zoom out and see, though. It's gotten a new jam, dude. From March of last year, gold has been behaving kind of differently. This is a lot more bullish than it has been. A lot more up. Less sideways, less down, kind of more parabolic. I did say if gold breaks its all-time high, maybe looking for a parabolic move over the next few years that may still be in the charts. Daily highs on RSI coming down. You got some bear div on gold. It's not as visible on the week, but it is there. This is only 1 week of red for gold. By the way, I've done no shilling. I've done no shilling this stream. We're not done here, but midway break. Guys, make sure you've subscribed. We have 154,743 subscribers. We're making our way to 200,000. We'll be there in the next 10 months. If you haven't joined our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, jump in there. It's free. It's a great community. I love you guys in there chatting every day. We have a premium trading group that just launched this year. You can get a free trial, a week free trial. That's how confident I am that you'll get value literally right now. Go get that week trial. And after this live stream, I'm going to be streaming exclusively in that group. It's going to be a small group, maybe 10 people show up. You'll be able to talk to me in voice, ask questions, whatever you want to look at your shitcoins, whatever you want. Check that out. If you do decide to sign up, use code VIP for 50% off. What else we got? Check out the links in the video description below. If you're looking for exchanges, we have KYC and non-KYC choices. Today, BYDFI is down there. They're a great partner of ours. They have big bonuses. There's no KYC. You can use it anywhere. If you do sign up with any of them, you'll get into the VIP section in the Discord in TomCrown, in discord.gg/TomCrown. There's the show. There it is. There we go. Done. That was easy. You remember showing your dad a chart saying gold was going to rocket to 2,500. He's a jeweler. That probably wasn't bad news for him. Although, wouldn't that really? Because they're not holding gold as a jeweler. That's probably not great for them. Because it just costs more to make their stuff. I don't know how that works. Litecoin very solid this cycle. Yes, it is. We can look at Litecoin. I don't know why this is not showing me all the history here. Let's close this. Actually, first, let's add an alert. How's your Friday going? How are you feeling? Nvidia, the heavy rock weight that is holding down all markets, bro. Nvidia has been messing up, man. Their new GPUs suck. They're all full of problems. Their connecting cords melting. NVIDIA broadcast, a program that I use every day here on stream. They came out with a new 2.0 version. It sucks. It feels like NVIDIA's really struggling as a company right now. I don't know. What do you guys think? NVIDIA bullish or bearish? I think that it was overvalued. I think we need to build more chip fab in the US. NVIDIA needs healthy competition. Pi Network, defying my expectations. Pi hit a new all-time high yesterday and the day before. $3. Congrats to the Pi holders. Anybody in here actually have Pi? Like more than, I don't know, than what they like bought recently? Let's put a poll. Let's see. Mined it, bought some, don't have it. I don't have any. Here we go. Put the poll out there. Congrats. Mining for 3 years. Yeah, about 2,900. Damn, not bad, bro. Not bad at $3 a pop. $2 a pop. $6 grand. Nice. Half for 2 years. How many do you get? Well, you should never really tell us your holdings. Yeah. You should never tell people your holdings in crypto. I don't want you guys to like dox yourselves, target yourselves, but I am curious, like how many people have earned over the years. I'm not gonna look at Pi right now though. We're just closing some charts. It's the weekend, baby. It's the weekend. Ooh, this is Peanut, not Trump. I don't know who asked me about this recently, but when we looked at it, Peanut was down here at 14-ish cents, and I remember saying I wouldn't make this bet, but there's probably a good long trade here. Wow. Wow, that long trade now up 2x. Please don't get wrecked on this shit, dudes. Please. Please, please, please. This is, in my opinion, just such a stupid idea. But hey, we're here. This is kind of what we do from time to time. If you already had a bag, I wouldn't chase this up. If you already had a bag, I don't know, 0.5 right here, 58 cents, you're 618. Up here, 82, maybe. I wouldn't expect it to move past this, to be honest. I'm gonna set an alert. But damn, if you took that trade, whoever asked about it, props. Like, nice. Nice, you got an eye, bro. You got an eye for it. Let's go. Save the peanut. Move on. Trump coin. Trump coin moved to a new, well, not all-time low, but a new low last night. Down at $11 a share from $79, $80 a share. I wish that this whole thing had never happened, honestly. Oh, you know what? Nice. I did post a trade about this. I forgot. Let me see. I forgot. I was like, this looks hella bullish. I think I posted it in our in the new private group. Let me find it. I might not be able to find it. That's a W. Boom. To the group, man. We could have rode that much higher. That was a 45% gain. Apparently it could have gone much, much higher. We were only looking for 230. Where did we hit? From 158. Could have been an 80% move. Actually, that was a pretty solid trade. I'll take that to 230. This must have been on a different chart, though, because this high only goes to 2. Because OKX. Yep. The other one was MEXC. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to find, but grats to anybody who took that. Hell yeah. Hells to the yeah. Getting through these. Radium. Radium has slowed the bleeding. No comment on radium here. Let's close them charts. Stay with me. Yeah, ADA stopping me out. Jesus. Jeez, my lungs are getting wrecked, man. My lungs are just getting toasted. Probably gives idea like 3-to-1 risk rewards. Toasted by fractions of a penny. Still think that's a decent trade. High or low on Cardano for now. USDT dominance. Chart that I've had up for a long time. We've been pretty good at this. Looking for that lower high. That may have finally have come through. I think we drew this back in January. Looking for a lower high versus August. Retesting that 3.7 lower high. Looking for a lower low into the bull run peak. TBD. Ethereum long wrecked. Ethereum long wrecked. Ethereum broke its low. Wow. I wish I didn't close that short. Ethereum low. Swept down here. Let's look at FBTC. Struggling, man. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a mirror of the ETH-USD pair. You hit that wick low in the third, consolidated, it's moved down. I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down at least at 0.25. Where's the dead cat bounce? Where's it gonna bounce? Like for real. Damn, looking really bad. I'll leave that one open. H-bar. H-bar actually doing pretty good here. H-bar holding up. H-bar holding up. 18 cents. At this point, I think I would move stops up considerably. Maybe like 16.1 for a lot of these. I would not want to ride these back down. Previous resistance at 18 cents. I don't have any real other comment other than what's here, actually. Let's save that, move on. Litecoin, my baby. Litecoin. I've been in the zone. Stream in 720 intended. It's in 720? It's not in 1080? Interesting. Huh. Why is it in 720? That's very odd. I wonder if they'll last you, because I didn't mess with those settings for a very long time. I messed with those settings. I wonder if the last few streams are in 720. Good eye, my friend. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, it's not a huge deal either way. It's not like, I don't know if it even does anything, but quality 720. Dang, we've been 720 for a while. I wonder if that's hurting our stream. Good eye. Thank you. Thank you. Like, seriously, thank you, friend. I'm going to add this to my calendar right now. Bear with me for a second. For after the stream to change that. I think we were having really bad connection issues one day. And I might have changed it to like 720 and maybe that fixed the issues and I just forgot about it. That's very weird. Green Day, what's up, 𝐂𝐡? Who else is here? Send him 720 sats. I mean, I always take 720 sats. Yeah, dude. Wild that was in 720 and I didn't know. I really do appreciate that. It will never be in 720 again. That I promise you. Litecoin looking at the higher low. Damn. Yo. We were talking about a higher low here again. I was like, I don't think it'll come, or I don't know if it'll come. But as long as it holds that higher low, Litecoin and looking to retest 135. That is another test of 135. Did we get a timestamp on that? Let's see it. I don't see it. Litecoin looking good though. It has been. You know what makes me uncomfortable though? I've gotten a lot of messages from people lately, like not retail, but like other creators and like, you know, like KOL, people like that, who have been like, yo, Litecoin looks really good. And that makes me a little nervous. Makes me a wee nervous. Maybe we'll find it later. a wee nervous, but not that nervous because they're not buying. They're just saying it looks good. They're not like, oh, bro, I bought a bajillion big Litecoin. Litecoin definitely holding up. Man, after this sweep on the 3rd, I think I even talked about this yesterday. Litecoin's just out of sellers. I just think it's out of sellers. I don't think there's like a crazy amount of buyers. I just don't think that there's anything but the like mining pressure selling anymore. And I think that is leading to this chart less moving up, but more just defending its lows. There's just no coins to be swept away there. You streaming 420? Hell yeah. I live life in 420. The interview with Trump today was garbage. What did he say? Pi mine's at 0.004 pi an hour now. Lame. That's not worth it. What else would I buy right now? Not many, if any, in Litecoin. Trump coin reversed, says Christoph. It'll pump very hard in the next few days. That is quite a call. That's quite a call. I think I closed it. I think I closed the Trump chart. We had looked at it, hit a new kind of low sense listing last night. ECH. SCI looks like kind of rejecting there. Tether market cap up to the right, baby. Silver, not much. This will be a delayed Bitcoin dump. No Trump Zelensky deal. I mean, didn't we all assume that? Isn't that what we thought would happen? Did we really think there would be a deal? Like, I don't... The whole scenario is weird to me. The whole scenario feels weird. The US and Russia, like, thing for... dude, it just all feels weird. Ooh, Tesla into our zone, man. We were looking for 295, now trading lower. Down to 274. I don't even know if that seems like the bottom. Tesla's so wildly overvalued, and it just seems like Elon Musk has no interest. It's like, honestly, it feels like Tesla is one of Elon Musk's many children that he just like has totally forgotten about. He's like, I have too many companies I'm the CEO of. Remember when they tried to tell us how CEO is like a big important job that was like hard and like they work hard and it's like, but then now you have people who are the CEO of like 50 companies and it's like, yeah, it's clearly not that hard of a job, bro. Clearly it's not even a job. Volatility moving up here, breaking past February's low. That's interesting. February pulled back, or volatility pulled back the last few days, moving higher. This is very spicy. Volatility doesn't dictate direction, but it sure does dictate spiciness. 252. Ooh, crap, I'm gonna have to go. Shit. I have to do my stream in the Discord. In the Crown Crypto. Go to joincrowncrypto.com. I'm gonna have to do my stream in there. Yeesh. I almost forgot. I got carried away by the vibes. You guys have brought a good energy here today. I appreciate that. It's been some hard times. It's been some very rough times. Ooh. Look at Total 3. Total 3 is holding. Total 3 holding that 200-day. Holding March's high. Even though Bitcoin keeps tanking. That's big alpha. Oh, I didn't expect to see that. I'm keeping that up. Got through my charts. All right, guys, I appreciate you joining on Friday. If you want, you want more analysis, you want more in-depth stuff, there's still time. Go to joincrowncrypto.com. You can get a free week trial. It takes only a few seconds to sign up, get in the Discord and jump in. We're going to do an exclusive live stream in there. It's going to be a small group, open mic. You don't have to talk, but you can. You can talk. You can ask me questions in person, in voice. I'm going to have to go because that's supposed to start at 3. Join the Discord, discord.gg. Check out joincrowncrypto.com. Get your free week trial. Jump in now. Love you guys. Crown out. I'll see you soon.